Nobody's still wandering the halls, is there?
Here, let me.
You want me to move?
Hello, everyone. At this time, please silence your phones. We do have a live video live right now, and if you are obviously exiting, make sure you smile to the camera. Okay.
Oh man, so you gotta love technology, right? You know, it chooses the most inopportune times to decide to kick you in the pants, so to speak, right? We're getting ready for this meeting and all of a sudden it decides it needs to do a reboot. Even better, last night at about 11 o'clock, I'm finishing this presentation and what did my computer decide to do? A reboot. Needless to say, I wasn't real happy at about 11 o'clock last night. But, so if I fall asleep during the presentation, trust me, it's none of you, it's just the fact that my computer was frustrating me. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Maybe it's because it's Friday the 13th, the computers are giving us a hard time. What do you think? I don't know. Anyway, welcome to our September Town Hall meeting. As always, it's great to see all of you, and as always, we have a very, very full agenda with lots of stuff to share with everyone. Thank you. I think that'll help a little bit. And we want to get the show on the road. So without further ado, we're going to introduce Debbie Shapiro, our administrator at Village Point, who's going to give us a little bit of updates on what's going on over at Village Point. Please welcome Debbie. Yeah, bring her in. She's got a guest.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? I know. Sorry.
That's me. It's some talk.
So, there we go. So first I would like to introduce Jay Euphemia. She's the new Director of Nursing at Village Point. I'll speak for her, she's a little shy. She comes to us with a lot of experience, and Jay and I have worked together in 2 facilities, and we actually worked at a facility very large for a year during the pandemic. It was one of the most challenging years of our lives. We couldn't have done it without each other, so I'm very happy that she has joined me at Village Point. We are looking to do great things over there. So, you want to say anything?
No.
She's good.
I'm good.
She's good. We have a lot of fun at work. This microphone, okay. So our average census is 104 for the month of August. And our neighborhoods: Aspen 26, Evergreen 28, Sandalwood 24, and Willow 28. So our capacity for each of those units is 30. So we're working to get up there. Infection control. We're happy to say that we do not have any positive COVID cases right now, which is wonderful. We're hoping to be out of outbreak within the next week. We're trying to get back to normal, opening up our dining rooms, activities. We are testing all of our new admissions days 1, 3, and 5. I'm not sure how long that will go on. I think it's been going on for years. The hospitals are packed with COVID, but fortunately we do not have any right now, which is great. And our infection preventionist, along with Jay, myself, and the other nurses, we are practicing infection control and trying to keep it out of our building. Let's see. I announced the new DON. We sponsored the Mercer Middlesex County Walk to End Alzheimer's in Thompson Park, and that was last weekend. And we are planning a bake sale to raise funds for observance of the World Alzheimer's Month, which is this month. So that will take place next week. Everyone will bring in some baked goods, we'll sell them, and then we'll donate the proceeds. And we're happy to say that, wait a minute, wrong one. We had a visit from Captain Jack from the Jenkinson's Aquarium. Did you see the penguin?
No.
I know, we missed the penguin, but we had a visit from a penguin. Jay, you got to see it.
Got to see the penguin.
It was really exciting. We had great attendance from our residents, some families, and they were all excited and engaged. The residents weren't able to hold the penguin, but certainly the gentleman brought him around. Some more pictures. Yeah, oh, and that's it. And they make for life.
Yes, they do. We learned that.
Any questions? Oh, you do?
When's the bake sale?
The bake sale is going to be Monday, the 23rd, but I'll confirm that.
Just let everybody know.
Yeah, okay? Great.
Over at Village Point.
At Village Point. We'll make it happen.
That's right. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Debbie. Jay, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
What did we decide we were doing? Your J, my J, big J, little J. What did Debbie? How did you decide you were distinguishing between? I've never had another J I needed to work
Where's
with.
my J?
Your J.
Not that you're not my J, but
It's all good. It's all good. Somehow we'll figure it out. She's got an E and I don't, so we'll put it that
There
way.
you go, that's
And
it.
neither one of us, well, at least yours somewhat makes sense because it's short for Janice, but
Yes.
mine's short for James from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But anyway, welcome. We're happy to have you, and
Thank
we
you.
won't confuse ourselves with one another because I don't know anything about nursing.
So far, it's been good though.
We've been doing all right.
Yeah.
So, all right, enough of that banter. Next up, so you saw the penguin, lots of fun. It's always great when we were able to have things here, particularly from Jenkinson's Aquarium. They do lots of great outreach programs. I know we've had them bring things in our assisted living neighborhood and even over here in independent living. I know we've also done a few trips to the aquarium. It's a great, great place. So we're really, really happy to partner with them. And who doesn't love a penguin, right? So very good. All right. So next up. Hi, come on in. Next up is Nathan Perez, our Regional Director of Sales for Central New Jersey, who has some really exciting news about all the fun that's been going on in the sales office. Please welcome Nathan.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see y'all. So we'll go through and have our roll-up for the year. Year to date, we have a sales goal or deposit goal of 41. We have 24 in right now. In terms of closings, we have a goal of 33, and we have 23 as of this week. A little bit down, obviously, right? For the year, that is kind of impacted from the first few quarters of the year, if you remember. However, we are seeing increased sales activity, 16 sales in the past 3 months compared to 8 sales in the first 6 months of 2024. So we did definitely see in the first half of the year a slowdown here. Multiple reasons why, we've kind of discussed them a few times already, but we are seeing an improvement and we are seeing kind of a ramp up, so that we're hoping to continue through the balance of the year and make up for some lost ground. We're continuing to address some first impression items throughout the community, little small projects where you will see some updates. We're starting around the tour route because that is obviously most important to us to make sure that all of our main tour routes are showing the best face forward that we can and tell a good story about the community. We have a plan in place for temporary support. We have some excess capacity at one of my other communities in the region, Stonebridge at Montgomery. So we have brought our sales counselor Elise here temporarily through the balance of the year to help support us through this time. And she's doing very well. She's creating a nice competitive environment for us here. We have targeted incentives that are also being offered on select locations. And we have a testimonial project underway. We are going to be taking photography. I want to say we're shooting this month or next. Paul is helping us plan that with a few of our folks here. And then we are going to follow that up with a video testimonial as well. That will help us in the new year. We are planning to redesign all of our websites to continue to improve what's going on kind of behind the scenes and driving people to us from the web. And those videos will be placed on that new website platform, as well as used in some other areas. How you can all help. I say this every month. Thank you so much for your unpaid for and unsolicited testimonials. Anytime you see us touring people, anytime you open up your homes to show off your apartment type because we don't have it available to show, anytime you dine with folks, and frankly, anytime you welcome new people to the community, that really does just drive forward our identity here of a warm and welcoming community. And it helps people find the right place to call home. Everyone's part of the welcoming committee. Please refer your friends to us. A reminder about our very healthy referral program. If you refer a new name to us and they end up moving into the community at any given point, we will pay you by giving you 1 monthly credit on us. So please continue to bring your referrals to us. That does include if you've got an adult child in the area that might know of someone. It does obviously translate if it's a friend or family of yours bringing a new name to us too. So please remember that. And testimonials as well as reviews, right? A review is something that you place online, whether it's on our Facebook page or a Google review. That really does help us show up on the Google search engine optimization much higher than some other communities. It also does help us balance out if we ever have negative reviews, right? If I'm looking at a business and I'm saying I'd like to give them business and they have 10 great reviews and 1 not so great one, I'm gonna kind of weigh that differently. Okay, so that's the other important benefit of us providing good positive reviews out there. If you'd like to tell a story online and you're not sure how to do it, how to say it, how to accomplish that, just see Eugene. He's more than willing to help you, talk you through some of the tech options that you have to post a review or a recommendation. Those of you that are very tech savvy and know what you're doing, we have these QR codes. You just point a smart device to them. Your smart device camera will then pick up the website that is applicable and take you right to the website to place a recommendation. And that is for our Facebook page as well as on Google. All right, so this flyer with these QR codes are by the mail room in our information booth, if you want to call it that, so you can pick one up on your own. And then finally, but the fun part that I love, I like to welcome people to the family since they moved in from last month. We had 3 people join us, and I do have another couple that I want to highlight as well. Carol and Michael Kagi, Estelle and Edward Saunders, Jackie Rotman, temporarily, and I just met Frank and Rosemarie Pierce. This is their first official day here. They're finding their way down to the pool and fitness center already, which was really cool. So welcome to the family, and thank you for joining us. We hope you have a nice life here. Thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Nathan. So from time to time, I get to review data across our entire organization in a variety of areas, but just the other day I was looking at stuff from a sales standpoint. And during the last 3.5 years, so 2021, 2022, 2023, and then through July of 2024, Monroe Village had the most move-ins of any Spring Point community. And that really says something, exactly, right? Now you might say, all right, Jay, how many more move-ins did you have than any place else? Well, we had 158 move-ins, okay, over that period of time, which was 10% more than the next highest number of move-ins at another Spring Point community, and 160% more than who came in at the bottom of the barrel. Now, I'm not going to say who any of those folks were, because it doesn't really matter. But the important thing is look at how we are continuing to attract and engage lots of wonderful people coming and being a part of the Monroe Village family, and seeing that we are far and away the most popular Spring Point community really says something, and it says something about all of you and the environment that you create and the home that you have and how you make others feel welcome. So thank you so very, very much for all of that. We greatly appreciate it. So what do you do once you get here?
Oh, yeah.
You have to find something to do, right? And now if any of you tell me you can't find something to do, I'm going to ask you where you've been looking, or ask you if you've been living under a rock. Because if you can't find something to do here at Monroe Village, there's probably not a whole lot we can do to help you. Because as you all know, even though he went for his once every 3-year, now at this point, haircut, we do have a wonderful guy named Steve, who makes sure there's always something for all of you to do. So please welcome Steve Lee.
Thank you for the introduction. I don't think people knew it was me with this haircut for this week. So a lot of double takes, a lot of, how long have you been working here? Like 13 years. So And I just want to, if there's any rumors going out there, Bob Hayden, I did not lose a bet, okay? But my hair will grow stronger and curlier than ever. But I'm looking at you, Mom. Happy birthday. My mom's birthday. She likes my hair this short. So, thanks for putting up with me with all those long curls that I've had. But back to business, okay? So we're going to keep on going with the Engaged. Keith Spencer, we actually had he had to cancel for personal reasons, so he will be here September 14th, which is tomorrow, 7:15. So we're happy to have Keith back. He's a baritone, very powerful voice, very good professional singer, so we're happy to have him back. Friday, September 20th, we usually have our lectures or music events. Like today, we have something today at 1:15. So actually we'll be having the highlights from the French opera with Steve and Eve. Saturday, September 21st, Maggie Griffin-Smith. She'll be performing vocalists at 7:15. People like the Valentine show that we had, so obviously it'll be different music, but she will be returning. Wednesday, September 25th, our matinee with pianos, Jay Daniels, will be at 2 o'clock in the auditorium. And also Saturday, October 5th, our Lowell Shanks Band, 7:15. They'll be coming for years. We're happy to have them. Should be fun, lively. It's a 4-piece band, and we'll probably be hitting the Oktoberfest music. So if you like that type of music, come on down. We do have our Active Aging Week. Proud to say this is my 13th year. This will be our 13th year doing it. So Monday, September 30th, good weather, okay? Walk to End Alzheimer's will be 1 o'clock at the pond. It's a nice way to exercise, nice way to be with nature, interact with our neighbors, and even staff, welcome to come. And we usually do a nice little giveaway prize for each lap you do. A way to give back your time and your efforts. And again, just a good way to have fun. If it does rain, we do need to change the date, obviously. So we'll send out messages via app, channel 1979, all that fun things. Tuesday, October 1st, I am proud to say that we do have that date. So thank you, Jay, for good ideas.
Oh, it wasn't mine. I don't have any good ideas. I'm just smart enough to listen to people who have them.
Well, thank you for taking the time for listening. October 1st, 1 o'clock in the auditorium. This will be, we invite everyone to come, and we want to highlight our fantastic opportunities with our community. Still, like we talked about, people are coming in, prospects, new move-ins, engaged, but we still want to listen to the folks that have been here for 6 months, a year, 6 years, 13 years. It doesn't matter, but we want to make sure everyone has that voice, everyone has that platform. So the Live Well team will be here. So that will be still wheeling and dealing, but we have a pretty good lineup. It's casual, it's friendly, it's faces like me, even if I look different, I'll still be there. So we're just looking forward to having a nice day to really, hear you. I invited even Maria, our fantastic transportation bus driver. So if anyone has ideas, I think we're gonna talk about some bus trips, things of that nature. So we're here for you, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Wednesday, October 2nd, our Fall Classic Home Run Derby. It's always fun. I enjoy this. I know baseball is America's pastime, so I enjoy it. It looks like even the Mets might be making a push there.
Yes.
So we have some excitement. We got the New York teams, hopefully. But I am Philadelphia fans. Go Phillies. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have fun, like we always try to do. So we're going to have, come on down, swing a bat. It's a soft stress ball, so I promise no beaming at the heads.
No chin music?
And I like to report too, the All-Star MVP pitcher will be pitching. That's not me, okay? I'm not the pitcher. That will be Ashley is our designated pitcher of the building here. But we invite also staff. I talked to our human resources director. We're gonna have fun. So even if you don't like that thing of baseball and watching it, maybe you like hot dogs. We're gonna have hot dogs too at 12 o'clock, okay? So thank you for the dining team for supporting that catered event. Yeah, well, there we go. Got some chit chatting there. So we're excited to have that again. We're praying for good weather because we will also have to reschedule that if it does rain. But yeah, we've been pretty nice lately, so we're thinking we'll be good. Continue Active Aging Week Thursday, October 30th. We'll be having a healthy Thirsty Thursday. We'll be fine. We'll make it. Also have the alcohol and everything.
As long as the booze is there.
Yeah, don't worry, the booze is still going to be there. But we talked again to our dining folks, talked to our head chef. I'm going to be ordering like a veggie platter type things for each table. So each table, enough for 8 to 9 folks that sit at that table, enjoying a little bit more of a healthy but elevated snack. So it's a good way for me to understand also the needs of the community. So if we want to get away from those salty, tasty things, I like to know. So Friday, October 4th, like I said, we usually have our Friday fun. Talk to Steve Pollock, who does our entertainment for that day. He will be doing a healthy lecture to still go in with our theme of active aging. So again, thank you very much. Thanks for putting up with my haircut, I guess. Do you like it? Is it good? Yeah. I see Marlene shaking her head. Well, like I said, the hair will grow stronger, better than ever before. Okay.
Thank you, Steve. But really, the only question that matters, and you voted, your mom voted. What about the 3 kids? What's the vote on the haircut?
Yeah.
So, because that's, did you come home and they said, where did my dad go? Or what happened?
Well, I think everyone knows Campbell. She's my oldest. She's 9. So actually, my wife did this, okay? It was Sunday night, so when we got school ready for Monday, Campbell looked at me. She's like, Dad, I don't think anyone's going to recognize you. And then my Eva, my middle child, she said to me, Daddy, or Dada, you look handsome. So
Very cute. All right, it sounds like you passed muster then. All right. So let's see. So, did you all know that we have somebody who is a part of the Monroe Village family that is so fierce and so feared that she can manage to get an entire hearing before the New Jersey Assembly canceled just because she's going to attend? Bet you none of you knew that, did you? None of you knew that, see? Gina DePiro, our Director of Resident Services, yes, a hand for Gina, as you all know, is very, very passionate and in our work with the Alzheimer's Association and serves on a number of committees outside of here, and was actually asked to testify at the State House yesterday on some funding and some insurance issues related to Alzheimer's. So she told me about it. She was all set and ready to go. Was going to be there Thursday morning. Figured she'd be in the afternoon. About 9:30, here she comes strolling through the door. I had to check my watch. I thought, I missed something? Did I sleep in? Is it really not 9:30? Am I in the wrong time zone? And Gina said, no, when they found out everybody that was coming to testify before this hearing, the insurance companies caved. I'm just saying. So, don't mess with Gina. So with that, I'm going to get the hell out of the way. Here's Gina.
Yes, doesn't mean we won, it just means that they're thinking differently on how they are going to say no. But I'll go to the next one. Okay. Lots to cover today. So as you know, there's open enrollment each year, so we're going to have insights on the changes in Medicare. And our own case manager, Saswati, she's come and she's spoken to you before. Many of you, if you've been in the hospital, you know about Saswati because she gets you over to Village Point. She will review the changes that are to be expected. Open enrollment is from October 15th through December 7th. This is the only window you have to make any changes to your Medicare. However, please, 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 we had 2 really big problems last year where people went ahead and they canceled what they had for something of lesser quality. Please do not change. If you're happy with your insurance, with your Medicare, don't change it. Please don't change it. And there are things that you need to ask before you do make a change. And one of them would be, are there any restrictions? So sometimes because people have made changes in their Medicare to a more affordable or they're promised the moon type of, like you see those commercials, oh, we'll bring you groceries for free, we'll give you income. Don't do those. Don't. There are lots and lots and lots and lots of restrictions with them, including where you can go for rehab, if you can go for rehab, what doctors you can see. There are just so many restrictions. The grass is not always greener. So if you and you haven't had any problems with your Medicare, don't change it. But if you want information as to what's going on and make that consideration, we will have that for you. Another issue, planning to go away. So I know you hear me say at least 60 times a day, this is independent living, right? I say it all the time. And yes, it is independent living. However, because it's communal living, we do need to know who is and is not in our building for emergency purposes. And I'll give you an example. There was a person who was out of the community for approximately a month. They came back and never told anyone. If there had been a fire or any cause for evacuation, we would not have known to check that apartment. Something terrible could have happened. We're not trying to police you. We just want to know who's in the building and who's out of the building. By the same token, if you're out of the building, we need to know so that we're not running around the building putting people at risk looking for you. So please communicate. If you're going away, even overnight somewhere, please let the concierge know. And also at that time, you can let them know if you want a padlock for safety. They'll lock up your apartment. Knowing that you're away assists campus safety for resident checks. We do resident checks. If you're not feeling well and you haven't been seen in the community or seen at one of the dining venues, some of you might have already received either a knock on the door or a phone call checking on you to make sure you're okay. So that helps them. It helps housekeeping and maintenance should you have had a scheduled appointment to make other arrangements. If you go away, also please, when you return, let them know that you're in the building. So just a quick call to concierge, or because some of you come in through the back door, again, we would have no way of knowing. So just let Diane or whoever's sitting at the front desk know, hey, I'm back, all is well. If you're taking an unplanned trip, so you're not feeling well and you either take yourself to the hospital, which has happened, or a loved one takes you to the hospital, please let us know that you've gone for the same reasons, for security, but also there are other things that are involved. If you are sent to the hospital by either the nurse or campus safety, we will know and we will have it noted that you have left the campus. For security purposes, we automatically will padlock your apartment. When you're returning from the hospital, if you're not going across to Village Point, if you're coming right back to your IL apartment, please let us know when you return. Again, just a quick call to the concierge, hey, I'm back. If we don't know that you're back, the nurse cannot provide you with the service that we give. When you go out to the hospital, when you return, the independent living, the IL nurse will come and visit you 3 times to monitor that you are okay. We have had instances where people have come home and needed to go back out. They were believed to be okay, and then there was something wrong and needed to go back out. So our nurse will follow up. So that's another reason why, if you go out, please let us know that you're back. We just want to make sure you're okay. Now, thank you. We have had the best year ever. I've been here for 10 years, and volunteering was always part of the culture here at Monroe Village. Sharing skills, interests, and ideas for the betterment of our community. It's always what set us apart. We hear it from other visitors all the time, the warmth that they feel within the community. However, in 2023, we hit 80 independent living resident volunteers. We have one who is a volunteer, but he actually lives in AL. So 81 in total, 80 IL residents. It's staggering. We could not believe it when we were adding it all up. Among other things, volunteers provide a warmer, welcoming experience for new residents, enrichment through peer-to-peer run programs, and fundraising for the scholarship fund via sales in the store. So I thank you all so much. Yes?
How do we get to sign up to volunteer?
Actually, part of that will be on Live Well Day. We'll have committees that are available and volunteer opportunities that are available. I'm sure the executive committee will be present that day, so you can always volunteer. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. 80 volunteers. That's over 1/3 of all of our residents who are engaged in some way, shape, or form through volunteerism here at Monroe Village. That's really, really impressive, and absolutely something that's worthy of applause for all of you, for the efforts that you put forth to make Monroe Village the special place that it is, for all of those who live here, and for all of us who work here too. It really, really is a special place, and it's because of your efforts, and I can't thank you enough for it. So next up is Susan Sino, who is our Senior Director of Development for the Spring Point Foundation. I sometimes think of her as the party girl, because she likes to party. She likes to host parties. She likes to plan parties. She likes to go to parties. She'd like to talk to you about a party. So with that, please welcome Party Girl Susan.
Thank you, Jay. And from the happy girl here, I thank you all for being with us today. I'm with the Spring Point Foundation. You have heard me say many times before the party, we ask you to donate back to your home here at Monroe Village. So your donation helps your neighbor when they run out of money, and it's not their fault. So when you're pre-qualified, you move in, you had that peace of mind. And you can thank each other for that donation. The foundation is just a holding place for your donation that helps your neighbor. Now we do many other things. Our chaplain, we want to endow our chaplain position, and we help seniors that live at or below the poverty level. But what today is about, as soon as I hit this little button, I did it.
Well done.
Well done. Is you all received your save the date, but those of you who have donated, you received the invitation. So far, we have 75 people. I just got 5 more. We have 75 people who have said yes, they are going to attend our Foundation Day this year. So what does Foundation Day include? As Jay said, it's a party. All we want to do is bring you joy. I love doing this event. I love bringing you joy. I talk to Gina and Cece and Steve and Jay. I talk to everybody about it, and your ideas every year are well received. We've done so many different parties. This year is a true 1920s whodunit. You can get dressed up or not. We will have little goodie give outs for you when you get here to get you into the spirit. We have 6 suspects on the whodunit. For those of you who have read the story, Buster McNeil is missing, as is all his bootleg whiskey is gone. So,
You're not coming to my house to check at the bar, are you?
no,
Okay,
not
good.
yet,
All right.
unless your name is. So the 6 suspects are, so Buster's missing and the whiskey has disappeared. So there's 6 suspects, that's in your card. You get 5 clues ahead of time. You're gonna have fun, it won't be hard. We recommend you do not cheat, but cheating is allowed. You feel the need to cheat, you just, you're gonna play the game at your table. We're gonna give you more clues. We just want you to have a great time. So here are the names of the 6 suspects. There's 2 feuding families. There's the McNeil family, who are the gangsters on one side of the world, and then there's the O'Clippers, who are on the other side of the world. Your first suspect is Ruby Ellen McNeil. However, Ruby married into the McNeil family. She's really an O'Clipper. Then we got Wacom Will McNeil. He's the man who just, he takes everybody out. He's part of the McNeil family. Jimmy Joe McNeil, now he's a character. He makes the best bootleg whiskey ever. So, what's going on with him? Mayor Ike O'Clipper. He likes to grow flowers. But is he really a good mayor? That's the question. The Honorable Bunny Clifford Smythe. Bunny is hired by Buster McNeil's dad, who is the head of the McNeil family. She's hired to find out where is Buster and who took the whiskey. And finally, Miss Mercy Sober. She was a respectable preacher's widow, and she proclaims that liquor is the drink of the devil, and she wants all of those flapper girls to be thrown out of town. So, who did it? So I want you to come and join us. If you have not donated and you want to donate, I'll be in the back of the room. The event is really coming up fast. So if you have not donated again, I will be back there with Cece. And if you haven't gotten your invitation, you let me know. Any questions? I will not tell you who did it though. Thank you so much.
Well, that sounds like a rip-roaring good time coming up. So I strongly encourage you to support the foundation. They do so many great things, as Susan mentioned, from supporting our spiritual life program to supporting our residents who run out of funds through no fault of their own, to helping those who live in our affordable housing communities throughout Spring Point, to our intern program as well. So many good things come out of the Spring Point Foundation, and it really, really speaks to what we do as an organization and who we are as a group. So your generosity is always, always, always appreciated. So thank you so very much for that. Now, as Susan mentioned, one of the things that the foundation supports is our spiritual life program. So because of your generosity, we're lucky enough to have Reverend Jenny. And here she is.
Thank you. Hey, I have a guess on who done it. Where is she? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say immediately it was the preacher's widow. I've known many, and that's something they would do.
You will find out.
Yeah. Okay. That's my vote. Okay, so I am here with some very, very good news for you today. Many of you have already met this wonderful human being, and I regret to inform you that she could not make it today. She was going to be here to share a little bit about herself, but she's fine. She did get COVID. Get a new job, get COVID, right? So she's home working on the High Holy Days for us, and we miss her, but here we go. Introducing our new associate chaplain, Rabbi Aviva Marcione, okay? That's Aviva Marcione, all right? She is lovely. I am already loving working with her. So I know that those of you who've spent time with her are already kind of entranced by just the delightfulness of her personality. So we will be having a meet and greet with Rabbi Aviva next Thursday, okay? That's the 19th. I believe that says 1:30 in the afternoon right here. We'll put up flyers so everyone knows, and everyone come, okay? She is a rabbi, but she is a chaplain, and she is the chaplain for everyone, the same as I am, okay? So please come out. She'll share about her journey to the rabbinate, and I know that it will be a good time, okay? So Rabbi Aviva. And next, there are many, many things happening in the spiritual life department this season, starting with the High Holy Days, okay? One of the reasons we're so thrilled and relieved to have Rabbi Aviva is that she will be leading all of these services for us this year, okay? So, our service for Rosh Hashanah will be on Thursday, October 3rd, okay? 11 a.m. in the auditorium. And then, as is our tradition, following the service, we'll have apple slices, honey, challah, grape juice, but we'll move it out to the lobby. You know, like how we do the farmer's market? It'll be a little easier, I think, than trying to get us to the club room, okay? So that's what we'll do for Rosh Hashanah. And then Kol Nidre, we will do at candle lighting, okay, on Friday the 11th. So it'll be a Kol Nidre themed Shabbat candle lighting, okay? That will be at the typical time. And then our service for Yom Kippur is Saturday, October 12th, also at 11 a.m. And then this will be followed by our Yizkor service, which is the service where we remember all our loved ones who have died, okay? And something special about the Yizkor service is that you will get a chance to make a donation to the foundation for the chaplaincy intern program, okay? I have donation forms right here if you want them. They'll be at candle lighting every Friday. We'll also put them near the mail room, okay? And so if you make a donation in memory of a loved one for the Yizkor service, we will remember them during the service, and then those funds will go into our fund for the intern program. Now, we don't need an intern right now, right? We're fully staffed, and that's great. But it is extremely important that we keep that fund alive, because how we get our chaplains at Spring Point is we have interns. Spring Point communities are field education sites for students who are getting their master's in religious studies, okay? So if you have questions about that, you can certainly reach out to me, let me know. The best way to return that is probably simply to slip it under the office door, which is always locked, okay? We don't have to be there for you to turn it in. You can just, it's F210, okay? Yes?
So we don't send that into,
No, don't send it in. Yeah, do not send your donation directly. You could, but it's easier if we collect them here, because there's no other way for me to create the Yizkor list. Okay, yeah.
I could bring them to service.
Yes, you could bring them to candle lighting, you could bring them to the office. You could bring them to the front desk and they'll put them in our mail cubby, but very safe. You can slip it under our office door and we'll get that whenever we arrive, okay? All right, the other thing is on Yom Kippur, we have a tradition of providing lox, bagels, cream cheese, because as many of you know, Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, is a fast day, right? So many people will want to fast, even symbolically. If you are on medications, if fasting isn't healthy for you, we want to provide a way for you to break the fast whenever you need to, okay? So after the service on Yom Kippur, we will quietly at the cafe have those to-go boxes available for you, okay? So that you may go, pick it up, and break the fast whenever you need to, okay? All right, that's all I have. Have a wonderful day, you're loved, and we're looking forward to the holiday season with all of you. Blessings.
Thank you, Jenny. So for those of you who have not had the chance to meet Rabbi Aviva yet, I definitely encourage you to come to the little meet and greet we have scheduled for next week. She's a wonderful, wonderful young woman who is very eager to meet all of you and to engage in so many different ways. And as Jenny said, it doesn't matter what your faith tradition is. First and foremost, all of our chaplains are exactly that. They are chaplains. They are here to serve all of us, regardless of faith tradition or no faith tradition at all. But Aviva fit right in with us, right? I'm looking at Jenny, like right in, like, you know, like she'd been here forever type of thing as we got her rolling. And like I said, a wonderful, wonderful young woman, and you're gonna love her. So please, please, please take a few minutes to get to meet her next week. All right, so we are gonna move from atoning to gluttony. How was that? Are they're not seven deadly? Well, that's one of the seven deadly sins, but atonement's not. So anyway, Matt Smith, our director of dining services, is about to join us, and he has shared for you in advance of his presentation some lovely pictures here, and these are all photographs of meals served right here at Monroe Village. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry just looking at all of those. So before I introduce Matt, is the bistro already open? Can I go grab a snack real quick? 'Cause I'm hungry by looking at that. It's good? Awesome. All right, talk for like 15, 20 minutes so I can eat? No. You need to talk so I can eat. Anyway, all kidding aside.
I figured you could talk for me.
Here's Matt.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Yes, I do have different colored shirts than blue, so I am wearing a white one. I know some say I can't find Matt. Well, a lot of the senior leadership says just find the guy with the blue shirt on. Well, you can't find me today because I'm not wearing blue. We were kind of slow this past month with special events, just so we could recoup from what I'm going to talk about next with the Spring Points. These are just some snapshots of the marketing events that we did to welcome potential residents, and also it was a great 2 events that we merged potentials with current residents to get their vibe on the community. So we did that on August 20th and again on August 27th. And on August 1st, we rolled out the Spring Points. About 80 more residents signed up for the trial period. And the residents that have signed up for it enjoy the flexibility of the offerings of the variety of ways to build their meal and ability to dine in multiple venues. I know that the first month going in, closing out whatever month your month runs from, has spread out to a little bit of the challenges that we have in the bistro to anticipate the needs that we have to with the specials that we have. I know with the traditional, it's the month. It's the end of the month. Everyone has the end of the month ramping up to utilize the meals that you have missed or since you're out of the community. It's kind of spread off a little bit more when your month ends, either on the 9th or the 19th or the 30th or so. So just give us a little bit of time. We're still recouping and grabbing the data and what the specials and your favorite specials that we have in the bistro. This is something that we've been working very, very diligently on, and we are still trying. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my next one.
You're one ahead.
I'm one ahead. So before we talk about staffing, we'll talk about the value of what you guys say. And I appreciate everything that you guys do, whether it's verbally or on a comment card. It's the only way that we can get better is by both positive and negative feedback, so you can have the best dining experience in all the venues that we have. Now we'll talk about staffing that we've been working very, very diligently on. And I understand it's somewhat frustrating to the residents that we aren't fully staffed. Well, we've hired 6 servers so far. They are being trained in the Fireside restaurant. I have additional 8 interviews, 3 yesterday. I think I have 4 today, to add to our team. We just ask to be patient while we train our new members and welcome them with open arms. I also want to thank, looking again ahead. To successfully operate, especially downstairs in the restaurant, I need 30 part-time servers on my schedule to accommodate everyone where they want to dine at. On an average, the majority of my kids work 3 days a week. So 3 times 7, 21, here and there. We are very accommodating because you know what? School is more important than work. But at the same time, it's very important to feed everyone here in the community. So it's a little juggling act. So I'm just letting you guys know that we need at least 30 on my staff to successfully serve you guys and have all of the sections open in the restaurant, along with what I need in the bistro as an additional dining venue. I want to thank the fellow residents that have come to me with the suggestion of temporary service. We tried this 2 years ago, and we found that you guys residents have been frustrated due to the language barrier between the servers and the residents. With that, it slowed up service time, along with the understanding of the needs of our residents in the community. The pool that we have with the temporary servers in the hospitality industry are more focused on being trained in a banquet, like a wedding. So we really have 2 choices, so to say, chicken and fish. And they just go and deliver it to the table, and there's not a lot of communication. They can see okay, I'll take the chicken, the other one will take the fish. So it would take longer to have a temporary agency come in, have them get trained, understand the 2 different types of meal plans that we have, and how to properly key it into the system, the communication between the restaurant and the kitchen back to the restaurant. So yes, there are some speed bumps. We are trying to smooth them out as quickly and as timely as possible. So we'll move on to the bistro. Just remember, there are no reservations unless you're planning on having a party of 5 or more. So please let us know as soon as possible so we can accommodate. And that will be also provide you guys with a timely service that you guys need. If the bistro is popular and we just ask for you guys to be waited to be seated, just don't pour yourselves in. Okay, if we have to stand up and the hostess desk, please wait for a host or the server to come in and have you come in to sit down so that we can provide the timely services that we need. Just remember also that you need, when you call for a to-go, please either leave the message and we will retrieve it. Don't come up to the cook and say, I want a to-go order. Communicate with the server if they're not busy waiting on tables and bringing food to a table. Just some friendly reminders, excuse me. We still do the farmer's market every other Wednesday outside in the lobby from 10 to 12. And then we have the kitchen tours every 1st and 3rd Tuesday of the month. You can sign up out at the concierge desk. We've had about 40 residents partake in that. It is a wonderful opportunity to understand the flow between the restaurant to the kitchen, back to the restaurant. Here's our contact information if you need to go place an order or a reservation with 5 or more in the bistro. 6432. 6433 is to make reservations or place a to-go order at the restaurant and Fireside. 6484 is your menu line that will give you the specials at both dining venues. And 85, I'm sorry, 6484, 85. And then my extension, 6424, if you want to leave me a message about any questions about menus or anything else you want to talk about except for trying to make a reservation. Residents still try to call my office line to make a reservation. And that's all I have. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, it's always difficult when it comes to staffing and seasonality with the younger people, if you will. I've been doing this 25 years now, and there's always a cyclical nature to it. And as much as we try to anticipate, sometimes it's more of a struggle than others. What we found this year, we've actually had a couple conversations about it in meetings, both through the Dining Services Committee and through some other committees of the Residents Association, is that the talent pool that's out there of kids right now, it's not as deep as it once was, meaning kids don't work. My kids did, probably your kids did, but some kids out there now, a lot of kids out there now aren't looking for after school jobs the way that it used to be. And not only is it not as deep, so there aren't as many, but they're also not as, how do I put this? I'm looking at Gina. Thank you, that's a very nice way for what I was thinking. Not as motivated to do everything that needs to be done in a day's work. So it's a little bit of a challenge out there, more so than we've seen in years past, but it is something that we do see. And like Matt said, we're being very, very aggressive in our recruiting efforts. We've hired 6, that's a great start, 8 more interviews scheduled. Hopefully those are high caliber individuals that we continue to add to our team. But it's also important to note, as Matt said, we need to work collaboratively, and we are here to serve you, but we do ask that you be patient with our new servers. We need to welcome them warmly. We need to make them feel like they want to work here. I know that seems a little counterintuitive to you as a customer, and I completely understand that. But as I said, the world's a little different now than it used to be, and if we don't create a welcoming environment, it just adds to our challenges when it comes to staffing and being able to serve all of you. So with that, we're going to talk about other ways that you all demonstrate your generosity toward our team members. I believe you all received a notice or saw them posted recently from your executive committee of the Residents Association. They have begun their solicitation for the annual Employee Appreciation Fund. And as you know, we here at Monroe Village, we have a no tipping policy. You do not tip at dinner, you do not tip your housekeeper, you do not tip anyone here. And for those of you who dine out or go out or remember when you did that perhaps more frequently, tips add up and they add up quickly. And we don't ask that you tip here at Monroe Village. So because of that, the Employee Appreciation Fund was established by the Residents Association many, many years ago as an opportunity for the residents to show their appreciation for all the hard work and the dedication of the team members that serve you day in and day out. Any donation or recognition is much, much appreciated. I would be loath if I did not thank the executive committee for their efforts to help coordinate and work together on the collection of the Employee Appreciation Fund, because it really is a gift that is so much appreciated by our team members, and for many, it makes a real difference in their lives, particularly around the holiday season at the end of the year. So any contributions, you certainly can see, I guess, Vince, are you collecting them? And then
Yes, I'm collecting them. I've got about over half a dozen already.
Oh, wonderful.
Checks the very next day.
Okay, so Vince is saying he's gotten over half a dozen checks already. That's a wonderful start. Thank you all very, very much. You may place your donations in the Resident Association mailbox in the mailroom. We all know where that is, right? Down on the bottom on what, the left side, right? On the back wall, down the bottom on the little on the left side, on the bottom, because the business office is on the right side. If you mistakenly put it in the business office box, trust me, it will get to the Residents Association. But please, on your envelope, mark Resident Association Employee Appreciation Fund. That will make it clear to anyone that that is where that envelope is supposed to
Who
go.
are the checks made out?
The checks are made out, Vince, to
Monroe Village,
the checks are made out to Monroe Village.
but in the lower left-hand part of the check, there's a spot for a note.
Yes.
Please put Resident Association or,
Employee Appreciation Fund. So
I would ask that if someone other than you write the check, if you have family or an outsider write the check, please have them indicate your name or room number on a check so we can get everyone's proper
Right.
acknowledgement.
Gotcha. So just to repeat what Vince said in case you didn't hear, check gets made out to Monroe Village. In the memo section or the note section that's on the bottom left of your check, please write Resident Association or Employee Appreciation Fund, Employee Appreciation Fund. That way we know that's what those funds are dedicated toward. And in addition, if you have a family member or a friend that may help you with writing your checks, and they actually write the check as opposed to you writing the check out of your account, please make sure they note on that check your name and your apartment number, because it's very, very important to us that we are able to thank you and note who we received very, very generous donations from. So please make sure that that happens as well. Okay? Stuart, yeah.
Is there any way that contribution can be structured in a way that it's tax deductible?
The question was, is the contribution tax deductible? And the answer to that is yes, it is tax deductible. You will receive a letter after your donation toward the end of the year, actually probably into January, that will note what your contribution and your donation was for tax purposes. Okay? All right, so again, thank you all for your generosity and your support of our team members. It is greatly appreciated. All right, believe it or not, we're talking COVID and flu shots again. We are entering the fall, which tends to lead us into flu season. I don't think there is a COVID season. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think COVID season is all the time, is what we're seeing. But we will be offering the COVID booster shots and flu shots as well on Wednesday, October 2nd. It'll be right here in the auditorium from 10:15 a.m. to 4:30 in the afternoon. Appointment blocks are been designated by Wing, and I believe you all received that notification in your mailboxes, and it is also on channel 1979. If you are interested in getting the flu shot and or the COVID shot, please contact the clinic. There is paperwork that will need to be filled out as far as authorization and whatnot, and we need you to register by September 24th. Which is 1 week in advance of the flu and the COVID clinic, because we need to ensure that we've got the right number of shots available to give. We had a little snafu with that the last time we went around this, and I'm not saying it was anyone's fault in this room, because it wasn't, but in order for our provider to know what they need, we need to tell them as well. So please make sure that if you are interested in getting the COVID shot or the flu shot, that you reach out to the clinic before September 24th. Because if you do it afterwards or you show up the day of the clinic without pre-registering, I cannot guarantee you that we will be able to take care of you. Okay? All right, the main entrance, the porte cochere, the front door. It is moving along, and by and large, it is going quite well. You may have noticed the old columns have been demolished. You may have noticed that, and this is a little hard to see, there's new siding up above the roof of the porte cochere, and they just finished the roof of the porte cochere. It is a new what they call a standing seam roof. It's a metal roof. It's beautiful. It looks great. It matches the roof that is over at Village Point, so we're kind of playing for some symmetry across the campus, which is great. So they will now be moving on, now that above the roof is done. Now they're going to start working, or they are working, below the roof. So they're working on the soffit, which is the area underneath where the cars pull through. Then there's electrical work that needs to be done under there. There's also fire suppression or sprinkler work that needs to be done under there, because we need to make sure that in the event of a fire, there are sprinkler heads out there to put out whatever fire might be there. So all of that is taking place now, and all of the work so far is on schedule. The weather has really cooperated, which has been very helpful for us. Things are moving along. We are expecting to be in that 7-week-ish timeline, and we're probably just, about halfway through that. So things are moving along. Continue to look for updates as we move through and making this wonderful enhancement to our front door. All right. So with the fall, not only comes flu shots, it comes budget season. So I wanted to share with all of you that the 2025 Monroe Village budget is currently being formulated. We have a draft budget that we have been working on as leaders both here at the community as well as at our home office at Spring Point. And we have a draft budget that we're currently working our way through and making refinements, making adjustments, all with the thought of how we can provide value to all of our residents. We do capital needs assessments, because I'll be back up half a step. We talk often in budgeting about what I call the operating budget, which is what I think of things that are our everyday expenses like electricity, food, staff, things like that. And then there are other things that are our capital budget. They are for our improvements, like the front door, or like the other things we've done throughout the year, whether it be things big or small. Those are as a homeowner, I often think of it as, okay, the operating budget is things that come out of your checking account. Money comes in, money goes out, it pays the bills. The capital are the big ticket items you might have to do. Maybe you have to replace the roof at your house. Maybe you have to, put in a new bathroom or a new kitchen. Those are the kinds of things that are capital projects. And how do we decide what capital projects we do? We utilize what's called a capital needs assessment process. We have an outside consultant who comes in from time to time, and when I say time to time, it's every several years, to do an evaluation of our physical plant. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but believe it or not, we do think of this in an engineering standpoint as a physical plant. We've got a house that's over 300,000 square feet, so we need to think that way. They give us ideas of what is the useful life of certain things, anything from carpeting and paint on the walls, to air conditioning equipment, to cooking equipment, and on and on and on. And we base our capital projects and our capital budget on what we determine or estimate to be the useful life of those things. Some things, they make it longer than the useful life. Good for us. Some things they don't, and we need to plan accordingly for those things as well. So sometimes we have to do some of those what I call unsexy things. Like we're in the midst of replacing a 500-gallon water heater that sits below us right now that services all the water needs for the clubhouse and the main kitchen. That's about $140,000. Anybody ever spend $140,000 on a water heater for your house? No. So we have to do things that are sexy and exciting, but we have to do things that are unsexy and unexciting as well. And some of those are kind of expensive. But we look at all of that. So we're in that draft form now of figuring out what we're doing, both our operating and our capital budget. Once we have all that kind of tidied up and tightened up, we will then review it with your representatives from the Residents Association. We review it with the Financial Advisory Committee, as well as the Executive Committee, along with our resident trustee. Where's Barry? Where is he? There he is. I know I saw your face earlier. And Barry ultimately has to vote on the budget. So through our resident governance structure, we provide feedback to the residents and get feedback from the residents before the final budget is put before the board, which includes Barry, for approval. Once all of that happens, we will then have our final budget presentation here for all of you, and that is tentatively scheduled for Monday, November 25th at 1 p.m. That meeting, our November meeting, Town Hall, does not occur. This budget meeting takes the place of the November Town Hall meeting. So Monday, November 25th, 1 p.m. And we'll have other little updates as we get closer to that November date. But I like to remind everybody how our budget process works, how lengthy it is, and how thoughtful we are with it. So with that, we're going to look at a couple of things out of the Monroe mailbag. So our first one that I received, this is from a resident, or a couple, since it's a we. We would like to thank a special person who is an asset to Monroe Village. She always goes out of the way to help with a problem quickly and has done so for us several times. We all know her as Cece, which is short for Claudine DeLaura. We can't thank her enough for her kind consideration and thoughtfulness. Hear, hear. A warm thank you to the lady in the back, Ms. Claudine DeLaura. She is our superhero. Oh, and there's even applause from behind the curtain. Look at that. Can we get a round of applause from behind the curtain? Now, the curtain doesn't know what I mean by a round of applause. That's an old joke. Anyway, that's because they can't see me from behind the curtain, right? So Claudine, thank you for all you do for our residents. This is just one small note. I know I get lots of feedback about how much you're helpful to everybody and how much you appreciate it. So I got a little something for you. Here, I'll give you. A little Walmart card for you to go grab yourself some fun. So once again, Ms. Claudine, okay, she's not coming up. I'll give it to her later. Ms. Claudine DeLaura, everyone. And the second letter out of the Monroe mailbag was from another resident who just wanted to take the time to say thank you to an exceptional employee at Monroe Village. He works in maintenance and his name is John. Everybody know John? We all know John, right? So in this particular resident's circumstance, the resident needed help in her apartment, and John came to the rescue. Even though it wasn't his job, John stripped her bed, washed the linens, and when she returned to her apartment, she found that he had remade the bed for her. Pretty impressive out of a guy, let alone a maintenance guy, right? Not too shabby, not too shabby. So the final comment was, if it is not too much of an inconvenience, and no, it is never too much of an inconvenience when we hear letters like this, please tell his manager, Stan, and John how much he is appreciated by a resident of Monroe Village who really needed a hand. Once again, great job by one of our team members. Now, John is off today, so I was unable to bring him in here to thank him in front of all of you, but he too will get a little treat on behalf of all of us for his great work and his kindness and really supporting a resident in a time of need. So with that, we're going to open it up for comments and questions. We'll turn the lights back up. We'll get a couple of microphones going around. Comments, questions, rumors, gossip, because they're always good too. We want to hear the rumors and the gossip so that we can tell you if it's true or put it to bed if it's not. So please raise your hand and wait for the microphone to come around so that everyone can hear you. So we'll start up front here with Elizabeth. Hi.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
So I just want to continue with the John theme, because my only real complaint about living here, and I'm very glad I do, but my only real complaint is that what we heard when we came through the sales office, there's nothing that wasn't true, but it may be partial or whatever. John has the capacity to tell you what is really happening, and he has a personality that reassures you. And I want to tell you not all the details, but what John told me because we do not have cameras in all the hallways
No.
where we live. And we all had the impression by what we were told, because there are cameras. I believe it's on the first floor where there's the most access from the outside, that there are cameras. So if they say there are cameras, but not on the second and third floors as I understand it. John said that it is wise for us all to get for $20 to $30 from Amazon. I don't like advertising Amazon, but that is where you can do this. And you can get a camera, and that it is probably a good idea if, like me, because I'm Jewish and funerals and cemetery visits happen with no notice, and so you need to have access to a little bit of money, like $100 for a trip to and from the cemetery to go to a graveside burial. That's why I have that much money in my apartment. Many people have more. It is wise to separate your money from your wallet and hide it, and put a camera in the room where it is hidden. I think that was very good advice. There are thefts, we don't like to talk about it, but I really felt he was a wonderful person to visit me when I felt aggrieved
Very
and
good.
victimized. So I really wanted to pass that on, and the wonderful way that he spoke to me.
That's great. That's great. And that is good advice. You should always make sure you keep the belongings in your apartment secure and safe, just as you would in any home. All right, where's our next? Who's got the mic? Oh, Steve, hold on. All right, we'll let Barbara talk next since the mic made it here before Steve got up. That's okay. He was too busy, letting the wind blow in his hair. I know.
Before all the grumbling, I'd like to say thank you. My apartment door was painted. My hallway was painted. It's my favorite color, green. I can't say thank you enough, but after everything is done, I hope you know, housekeeping has got a big job, because the residue from the paint that's on your carpeting that we were talking about, the dust and all is going to have to be followed up very, very carefully. Mine is a wreck.
There's a
But
process, so
I
yes.
understand, because I've been in this position, it's done beautifully, okay? Just housekeeping needs to follow
Yep.
up. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. All right, where are we next? Linda.
I really had a surprise yesterday. I always have housekeeping for the last 2 years on a Friday. Okay, yesterday, there's a knock on the door, and it was a woman from housekeeping, and she did not speak one word of English. She happened to be an excellent housekeeper, but she did not say one word of English. Now, the only thing I'm asking is for housekeeping, if they're gonna change your date,
Yep.
to call you,
Yep, that's fair.
let
So,
you know. And this woman, as I said, did not speak any English, so it was very, very hard.
yeah,
But I must say, she was an excellent housekeeper.
good.
But all I need is a phone call.
Yeah, so what we're actually working on with housekeeping, and as you know, we've had our ups and downs there. And we do have a few new folks who are starting, and the woman you probably met was a woman named Dasis, who is a lovely young woman.
I couldn't meet her.
I understand.
Because of my eyes.
Yeah, that's okay. But what we are working on is developing some new schedules, and I apologize that they did not reach out to you in advance, but the plan is for written notice to be provided to all residents in the next few weeks of what your date and time is, so you'll know that going forward. So thank you for bringing that up. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Where's the mic? Who's got it? Hi, Betty.
Hi. Twice now, when I have ordered items from, I believe it was Walmart, they have been left in one of the vestibules. Thanks to Esther Race, she found them and brought them to my apartment. Yes, I am having meaningful dialogue with Walmart, but would it be possible to have security put up signs in the major entrances that says packages are not to be left here? I understand somebody had fruit delivered.
Yeah,
And they left it there.
I thought we had those up in some places. Maybe they're not up everywhere, Betty, so we can double check that, and that's a great suggestion.
Yes, that would be appreciated. It's
Yeah.
not that, you know, I take these things seriously and I go after them myself if
Yeah.
I can solve it.
No, and like you and many, we are frustrated when any delivery folks do not follow what are the protocols that they should know about our campus. We share that with the major delivery people, with Amazon, with Walmart, with UPS, FedEx, et cetera, et cetera. Unfortunately, they don't always follow the direction we give them. So additional signage, it will be a case of we can lead the horse to water. I can't promise you the horse will drink, but the more we can do to educate them, hopefully the better off we'll be.
I understand that, and as a precaution, I am ordering as little as I can do without.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, I don't like going on the bus that much anymore, also as far.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit difficult, but it's only 7 weeks.
Gotcha. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where are we next? Who's got the mic next?
Out of all the departments that have made a report, you did not have anyone from security. Okay, but I do want to mention, I do appreciate the fact that they began making calls to the people who do not appear to be in the restaurant.
Thank you. Yes, we've redoubled our efforts there on resident checks. That was part of what Gina's presentation was today too, to help everybody understand the importance of us knowing whether or not you are here. All right, where? Hi, Harvey.
Has any thought been given to supply generators to the whole community here instead of just partial? There was a lot of concern a couple of days ago, a week ago, when we didn't have power for
Right. So let's talk a little bit about generators. Okay, we went through a very, very extensive review on this campus and all of our campuses across Spring Point after Hurricane Sandy, and looking at backup power generation. We did what made sense on the different campuses, and I'll be honest, due to electrical restrictions, different solutions had to be implemented at different places. Here at Monroe Village, because of the way our electrical structure is, there's one main generator that serves the clubhouse area, and it serves out into the independent living hallways, which is why the hallways remain lit, or at least partially lit, and why there are outlets in those hallways that are tied to the emergency generators as well, in the event that somebody may need to plug in if they are on an oxygen concentrator or something like that. In addition, by regulation, our entire assisted living neighborhood is on 100% power backup generation, as is Village Point. The one caveat to all of that is those who are lucky enough to live over in the A wing. The A wing does have a generator because at the time that the generators were installed, we had a different program that was called our extended service program that was over in that part of our community. Adding generators like that across the campus into all of the different wings is a hundreds of thousands of dollar process. And to be candid, the relative lack of time where we have no power, and there's been a lot the last couple of summer, through the summer, and that's been frustrating, but the relative short length of time which we've been without power, and the ability for us to provide some backup to our residents where we need it, we feel that that money is better spent for our residents in other areas. The elevators all work in the event of a power outage. There's a problem with the lighting in the D and the B. We need to take care of that to figure out why those lights weren't on. But we also have those emergency outlets in the hallways that can help people in the event of an emergency as well. So yes, we have considered it, but it is a very, very expensive endeavor.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
Just a suggestion for those of you who are concerned, and I was. After the last power outage, I went to Amazon and ordered a handful of night lights that have battery backup. So I plugged them into my outlets around the apartment, and they serve as night lights at regular time. And when the power goes out, they come on.
Yes.
So until we get a more extensive solution, this was pretty cheap. It's like $15 a piece. I mean.
Yeah, and to be candid, I have the same in my house for exactly the same reason. And speaking of, not that I want to plug Amazon, whoever didn't want to plug Amazon earlier today, I actually purchased for our house, I have a little handheld backup battery. I'm going to call it that for lack of a better term. It's small, it's probably about this big. Looks like a little, how you used to have a little radio you might carry around with a little handle on it. It's about that size, so maybe about 1 foot long by about 4 inches deep by about 8 inches high, and it's a battery backup. And I plug it in, it charges, it holds a charge. In the event the power goes out, it enables me to charge things like it's like a cell phone or other things like that, or if you needed to run, a single fan or something like that. Little things, not big things, but it's another thing that you could have that very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. I want to say it was maybe $50 or so. Different ones have different levels and they can cost different amounts, but there are solutions out there if you do have concerns within your own individual apartment for battery backup. But again, remember that we do have power in locations throughout the building, and that includes the entire clubhouse. So this whole area, for example, all the outlets in here are also available. All the heating and cooling in here works in the event that we had something that was extended and we needed to give people other locations to go to. All right, who was next? Hi, Julie.
Thank you. Good morning. Good meeting as always.
Thank you. We got a great group.
That's true. First of all, I want to just reiterate that the halls look fantastic, so thank you very much. It really brightens up the place. It's unbelievable how it brightens up.
It's surprising, isn't it? You never realize what a fresh coat of paint might do.
Talking about what we would like to see here, I think cameras in all the halls would be an excellent idea. I know they're expensive, and it's not something you can just do tomorrow.
So anybody want to guess on what cameras through all the halls will cost us? Because I've been looking at this. Over $250,000. So we are looking at that, but that's what it costs to do that kind of a project.
But the halls look great, and
I'm not saying it's not a good investment. I'm just letting you know how much it is.
yeah, I mean, everything has to be.
Yep.
I don't expect, as a homeowner, former homeowner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what it is to just, you can't just go out and just do things like that. But
Right.
I think it's something that we.
I agree.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Things are great. Thank you.
Thank you. Look, where are we at? Barb's up next.
Hi, everybody. I just want to talk a minute about the delivery issue because I have had issues with the delivery. It's really important that if you think it's going to be a package, that it's not going to be something that goes into your mail slot or your mailbox, that you address your packages 1 David Brainerd Drive, apartment, whatever your apartment number is.
Absolutely, and I do that.
Yeah, so that is at least a helpful thing. You need to also make sure that when you are ordering online, before you submit it as final, that you are checking to make sure that the address that they are going to be sending it to is the accurate address. Because every once in a while I've seen that I'm about to submit that it's final, I'm ready to pay, and I see that they're going to send it to 5214 Monroe Village, not 1 David Brainerd, apartment 5214. So it's just another helpful little hint.
Thank you, and that is true. That does help. I can't promise that will solve it all, but that definitely is something that can be done to help. Yeah, and again, we try to remind everybody, all of those vendors out there, as best we can. Mr. Barry.
Yes, so good morning, everybody. At the last trustees meeting, I'm going to repeat some of this I'm going to say right now very shortly at the residents meeting. But I just want you to know something about the health situation. The health situation in our industry is one of the most hurt. There is a terrible, terrible shortage of help for the hospitality industry, the nursing industry, and industries like that. They're lower paid in most instances, and that's part of the problem. But it is a serious problem. Having said that, because other buildings may not be doing so well, and we are, I just want to repeat 2 statements that were made at the trustees meeting. One facility said it's so bad, I don't know how we're maintaining our residents here. Backed, dining. Number 2, the bistro type operation is so bad that we used to make money on it, and now because people are not coming there to eat, with their families and their children and their relatives and their guests, that's losing money now. And the officers were there and they went like that and they didn't realize these things were happening. We, on the other hand, I timed it 2 or 3 times. I got out of that dining room in a minute to 12 to 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes max. And that's pretty gosh darn good, right? No question about it. So when I heard made that statement on our behalf, I also told them we had shortages too in food in the bistro. I didn't be all positive because you shouldn't do that. You should tell them both sides of the story. Anyway, they were quite shocked. We have a tremendous operation thanks to Matt and Marlon here running those young people. And I mentioned that when we speak to our waiters, we know their names, we know their girlfriends, we know where they're going to college, we know their families, we know all about them. And that's so very important. They love to talk to us. One guy stayed 10 minutes out there talking at our table because we talk to them. They love that. They love to listen to us. We're seniors. We can teach them a lot. It's so very, very important. And understand that it's crucial. I'll be feeding most of this at the residents meeting, and I didn't realize this. I spoke for 18 minutes at our Residents Association meeting. I didn't believe I spoke that long because there was so much I wanted to share with you from the meeting. So we're going to talk more at the residents meeting. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Barry. And on that note, I think unless there's any last stragglers, we got one more up front because we've been going about 1 hour and 40 minutes now, and I appreciate everybody's time.
I would just like to answer that gentleman. While he's enjoying a 10-minute conversation with the wait people, those of us who are sometimes alone are just left sitting there with nothing, sometimes not even the cutlery. So have a little consideration.
Fair enough. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. You're absolutely right. So with that, I want to thank you. Oh, Betty's got Betty, last word.
Yes, I have to say this, Barry. I'm sorry. When I look back at the way it was, I have to say it's paradise lost.
Okay. So, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your participation as always. And have a wonderful afternoon, even though the leaves aren't falling out there. This is